Abba Yahuwah, I come before you today to ask that you please aid me in speaking life and speaking love into all parts, fragments, and alters of me, and into all parts, fragments, and alters of the listener, and all who this prayer will reach. I pray this for all under the sound of my voice, all who might be reading or listening, all going through satanic ritual abuse, MK Ultra, DID, all survivors of such things, all who have parts, fragments, and alters that need healing and love, and all who were run through these satanic systems that have been ignored, rejected, gaslighted, ridiculed, and not taken seriously by so-called professionals, doctors, churches, pastors, and whatever other systems that have been programmed to cover up or mislabel these things. I pray that all who are refused, misdiagnosed, labeled as crazy, treated through medication rather than actual healing, I pray that this prayer reaches each person who needs healing. And I pray that it reaches each of their parts, fragments, and alters as well. I pray that you open the heavens above each person and pour out miracles all over them and into their lives. I thank you, Yah, for spreading the effects of this prayer like the spreading of seeds across the earth and watering it with your living water, so that each seed begin to sprout as soon as possible. And I pray that you please nurture each of these sprouts as they grow into trees of much good fruit. I pray that all healing that will take place will be used as testimony to glorify your name more and more, Yahuwah. It's all to bring you glory, Abba. I just want to thank you for everything. I pray that all of my fragments, parts, and alters feel forgiven, healed, understood, accepted, loved, and set free. It breaks my heart to know that there are parts of me stuck in trauma, stuck in programming, stuck in fear, stuck in anxiety, isolated, alone, and detached. All of these parts must feel so isolated and lonely. I was given a dream where I got to see one of my childhood parts traumatized and crying. It was such a deep sadness. Abba, I do not want these parts to be stuck in these states, so I pray for them to be loved and healed. So I just pray that you help me reach in and heal them and love them, as this is a complicated puzzle and only you know where all the pieces are and where all the pieces fit. So I pray that you set free all of these parts, fragments, and alters, heal them, and bring them back home. Help me to put my puzzle back together, healed and whole. Thank you, Abba. I speak life, and I speak love into every one of my parts, fragments, and alters. Abba, I bring all of my parts, fragments, and alters before you in the courts of heaven, and I present them all to you, and I pray that you reach in and retrieve each one of them to be examined, and I present to you all of the traumas, events, programming, and whatever else is remaining hidden behind amnesiac walls, all the traumas that have fractured us, all the things the enemy has used to break us into pieces. And I pray that you please heal, forgive, and personally counsel them all on a spiritual and personal level. I pray that you bring justice to all of us, as we have all been literally broken into pieces through trauma-based mind control, and the fragmentation has caused an intricate web of mind control that in itself generates more and more trauma, which causes us to break into more and more pieces, forming an entangled mess that is hard to integrate and hard to heal. We know that all these things are possible with you, Abba. We also know that we are more than conquerors because of the love of our Messiah. I pray that all the traumas, events, and programming be removed from each part of us, individually and also collectively. I pray that you take this entire web of trauma-based mind control and reverse engineer it and heal it, strand by strand, part by part, piece by piece, and I pray that you please help us to assemble our puzzle back together the way that you intended it to be, Abba. I pray that you teach us to be more loving, accepting, and forgiving to ourselves and to all of our parts, as to not cause them to remain in isolation and be afraid of revealing things to us. Teach us to be more wise with our thoughts, our words, how we treat ourselves, and the perspectives that we adapt and adopt. I thank you for looking over these evidences and circumstances, and I thank you in advance for judging these things with mercy and grace. Without your mercy and grace, we would have never made it this far, so I choose to expect miracles from you, as I know that you are a miracle worker, and I refuse to limit you, Abba. I speak love and life into every cell of our bodies, into every part, into every fragment, into every altar of us. And Yahuwah, I pray that you personally speak love and life into every cell, part, fragment, and altar as well. All the way back before the wound, Abba. All the way back before the womb. And I pray that all traumas that every part of us has been through will be healed, released, and overcome. And I pray that all damage caused by these traumas, past and present, would be repaired and totally healed. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, so be it. I pray that you speak life into every cell, into our bodies, and speak love and life into all of our blind spots and what remains behind them. All of the parts of us that we do not have access to currently. All of the parts of us that are within mysterious circumstances that are hidden behind amnesiac walls. I pray that every single part of us be individually addressed. Please, Abba, cater to every one of their needs, individually and collectively. I also pray that you please cut every soul tie and every relationship bond that has been formed and created through abuse and through anyone that we do not currently have memories of, so that the unhealthy soul ties will not be attached to us from individuals that we do not have memory of. Because of our amnesia regarding these things, we do not have the ability to cut the soul ties on our own with these people, as we cannot remember them yet. So please cut these soul ties. We ask for your grace and mercy. Every person who we have soul ties with that we do not currently have the memory of, please cut. I pray that you please sever each and every one of these soul ties, as to clear up the clutter in spirit and give us more and more freedom, Abba. Thank you, Abba. I pray that you heal all my parts, fragments, and altars, and merge these parts back together and bring them back into union. Rescue them out of their isolation and traumatic stasis. I pray that these parts feel the love that they desperately need and deserve. I pray that you please heal and release all the trauma created from lack, all of our traumas, all of the pain, the loneliness, rejection, isolation, terror, fear, panic, anxiety, stress, torment, agony, frustration, confusion. May it all dissolve, be addressed, and may all of our parts feel understood, loved, healed, and nurtured like they so desperately need and deserve. And I pray that you release the hold that these traumas have on us. Please heal us and rid us of all else that does not come from you, Yahuwah. May all of these things be released from all parts, fragments, and altars, past and present. May each of the wounds remaining from such horrible experiences, may they be healed deeply on a personal level for each part involved. I pray that all of the parts of us receive the love that they need to heal. And I pray that all these pains and traumas be released and overcome. I pray that they feel this love, not only from me, but from you and your son, Yahusha. Please reveal Yahusha to each part and let them know him on a personal level, on a spiritual level. I pray that he personally hold their hands and lead them out of the darkness and lead them back home, healed and whole again. I thank you in advance for nurturing each of them on a personal level and holding their hands through this intense healing process. and please walk with them side by side and lead them all into freedom. I love you, Yahuwah. I thank you for all that you are doing with this prayer, and I thank you in advance for the healing that will take place for all of us. I cover every one of us, every wound, every trauma, every part, fragment, and altar, and everything related to these horrible feelings and experiences. I cover it all in the blood of our Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach. And I pray that as the wounds heal, that you seal them with the blood as well, never to be reopened, triggered, or exploited again. I love you so much, and I know that you will bless so many people with this prayer, and I just can't thank you enough, Yahuwah. I pray that you adapt healing, blessings, and miracles to perfectly match whatever the listener is going through, whatever they and whatever their parts need help with, whatever they need healed, and whatever they might need the most. I pray that you adapt this to match what it is that applies to them. I thank you for going above and beyond for us, and for meeting all of our needs individually and personally. Thank you, Yahuwah. You are truly amazing, and we love you. I seal this prayer in the name of your Son, our Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach, by his shed blood and finished work, by the Word, by the Logos, by the power of the Ruach HaKodesh in me, by Yahuwah's testimonies, and I receive this prayer and activate it in faith, by faith, and through faith, for myself, for all of my parts, fragments, and altars, and for all who are listening, and their parts as well. I seal it across the whole earth and across the timeline, past, present, and future, to be applied indefinitely. Amen. And so it is, so be it. May you all be blessed. Endure until the end.